All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and boys, gentlemen, and ladies. I'm your boy Jay Brooklyn, the place to be. You are watching the IOD 418. That is the independent, objective, degenerate 418 on YouTube. And what's today, Alexa? What's today's date?
It's Sunday, June 19th.
In case we won't say what it was. It's actually Father's Day. Okay, it's usually the third Sunday. Is it the third Sunday? Yeah, usually the third Sunday of June, and however you want to put this or look at this, is also sharing the same month as Gay Pride and pretty much recently Juneteenth. But this video is not about Pride or Juneteenth. It's about fathers and the importance of fathers. And granted, guaranteed, May is the month of mothers, and you see a plethora of mother gifts, contraband. Um, it's I think it's the first Sunday of May normally, and for mothers, and rightfully so. Mothers, true mothers out there, they they bear the children, and they for about 9 months, and then they raise them, and they teach them values and nurture. But over the years, there has been I want to say, a decline of father appreciation. The whole classic. You just give pops, a pair of socks, cigars, whatever he likes, and he watches, his sports games, and you know just let him go off with what he wants to do. But especially now, there is a very heavily decline in father appreciation, and I think there needs to be an emphasis of fathers, because especially now, how society is in America, especially in America, uh fathers are needed. And again, objective perspective, just look at how many people who are in a fallen state, who don't have a positive father figure in their life. Look at strippers, look at prostitutes. Most of them, they go in that profession because they are lacking a father figure in the house. They have daddy issues, pretty much in the layman's terms. Um, so many people that go into a life of crime, and you listen to their story. Daddy wasn't there. He was either there or didn't care, or he died, and it was like they missed out on that father um instinct, that trait, that teaching, that knowledge they need to succeed, to be uh you know responsible men and women. And that's what these what's happening now. You see all these are criminals that get shot, or get caught up, arrested, and it's always the mother. It's always a female authority figure that it's there, that, oh, that's my baby, he's a nice guy. But where is daddy at? Where is daddy at? In fact, there was a story that I saw last week of a black teen. I think he was 17 or 18 at the time. His name was Jordan too, and I also have a nephew named Jordan as well. And you look at this picture, and he is the split image of my nephew. He has, his hair out, got his, swag on 100. And according to the story, it was him and his friends tried to rob somebody at a gas station. And according to the story, Jordan found this gun at a school because there was a fight somewhere at the school, and he apparently obtained a gun, and him and his friends tried to rob a civilian at a gas station, and this civilian had a gun. He had the right to bear arms. Now, this is another topic that is I'm going to talk about. That's very touchy now with this whole Second Amendment thing. But the person that they tried to rob, he had a gun, and they shot Jordan. And in the interview, of course, you hear the mother, and she's there crying, and this shouldn't have happened. She has a R.I.P. Jordan on the shirt, and the way that the news reported this story, it was more gaining sympathy for Jordan, the attempted carjacker. Now let's say that this guy who they tried to rob didn't shoot Jordan. Let's say that Jordan shot this guy. Would the mother have the same sympathy? What would the news have the same energy? Or let's say, which always happens, let's say that Jordan was caught by the police and the cop was a white cop. Because let's be honest here. You know, this whole Black Lives Matter, police brutality nonsense, they only target white cops. Because I have seen black cops who have done the exact same thing, and white cops would do the exact same thing to white people. No mention, but again, that's not this part of this video. But let's say that a cop shoots Jordan, and then he'll be a martyr too, like George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and all the. But again, why is he doing this in the first place? Where's the father at? Where and I'm pretty sure if he had a positive father figure in his home, Jordan wouldn't be like that. My real Jordan, nephew Jordan, same swag. He's a rapper. He's somewhat like that. Only difference is he's not going out there, yo, let's go rob somebody. And he's of that age too. He's the same age. They're the same age. So it's like that's the only difference. And my brother-in-law, his father, don't play. My father don't play. So it's like there's no incentive, there's no room for error. Even me, I, at the teenage age, at the teenage age, at the teenage years of my life, my father had prostate cancer. He survived that. And looking back at it now, I can see that if he did pass away, with my mind state that I was in that age of, I was impressionable trying to be like, because I remember like it was like 1 year back to school. Me and my mom and me went to, I think it was like Macy's, school shopping, downtown Brooklyn. And I saw this Sean John fleece tracksuit. Can't forget this. It was like $80. I'm like, yo, mom, look, Sean John fleece. My mom looked at that like $80 for a tracksuit? Nah. For anybody who knows about Brooklyn, especially in the East Flatbush area, nah, we ain't going to spend $80 on a tracksuit. She took me to Bobby's, got me 3 pairs of shorts for the same price. Even less. No, it was 3 pairs of shorts for $60. So she had money to save afterwards. And as a kid, you want to be part of that in crowd. I didn't want to be like that outsider. Looking back at it now, being part of the in crowd sucks. You have no identity. You're only a carbon copy of a destructive society. Okay, look at the kids now, sagging their pants. Where's the fathers at? Not saying crap to them. Okay, sagging their pants. And where does sagging come from? The jail system. Because when you're in jail, you don't always get a belt, so your pants are sagging. And when you're sagging your pants in jail, you're either A, advertising your goodies to other inmates, or slash, you're advertising the fact that you are somebody's property in the jail system. So when you got people, especially our community, black folks, that go in and out of jail systems, and it's funny because you get more praise coming out of jail than going to school. So this whole culture of, yo, what's up, Benny? You back out of jail? What's up? And they see their boy sagging their pants because they were somebody's property. They want to be part of that income. They want to be part of that lifestyle. And then now you got a whole bunch of kids doing the same thing too, sagging their pants, showing their underwear. I'm looking like guaranteed their father's not in the house. If I sag my pants in the, yo, it'll be a wrap. Even there was this T-shirt that I had. It was a big Scarface. You know Scarface, that movie with Tony Montana. Say hello to my little friend, Tony Montana. Now, even though I was still in that impressionable age, I watched the movie, and I don't want to say that I idolized Scarface. It's like he inspired me because it 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 collaborated with my father's and my mother's background, being immigrants coming here from their country. Uh, my mother Guyana, my father uh Panama, coming here to make a better life for me and rest of my brother and sister. And having a lower education, they wanted more for me and rest of my siblings. So when I saw Scarface, he came from Cuba, from nothing, and he wanted the American dream. And everybody's first job will not be, make it rain in the club. It's always gonna be some some, excuse my language, but some piss poor job. He was a dishwasher till he met some people, and then he started getting into the whole game of racketeering, whatever his case may be, and then he started making money. And so he had the American dream, but of course, when you're in that American dream, you start to get ahead of yourself. You start things. But the main goal that I got from him is the fact that here's a guy who came from nothing, who didn't come to America and say, "Oh, well, I'm a refugee, so you should start giving me money because I'm blah 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 blah." No, he's the one that put in the work. Now, I'm not saying what he did was right, you know, killing people. Well, of course, he had, he a code of ethic. He said, "No women, no children, only men that deserved it, who's in the game." But nevertheless, he had a drive. There are way too many black males out here that are sitting down, smoking their weed. Oh, it's the white man this and the white man that. My father never gave me the opportunity to blame other people. He always said, okay, yeah, that's them. But what about you? What are you doing about that? Can you change that? Can you? There is nothing that you can't possibly do that you can't do for yourself. You can't wait for anybody else to come depend on you. Okay? That's why, over the years, I've tried to, you know, portray that. And I eventually got out my parents' house at the age of 33 because I said, I can't be that guy. I I can't be that statistic to be that black male at home, just not doing for myself. I mean, granted, I was, helping them, but I was putting in the work. I was helping them pay the cable and the, and what was it? Uh, uh, the lights, the lights, and of course my personal bills. But I said, you know what? If if I'm doing the lights and the cable, why can't I do it on my own? So eventually, I saved up what I could, and I got me a room for $800, and it was the same amount of money that I was paying if I was staying at home. And then it's funny because when I moved out, people talk about, oh, you just stayed home and save your money. Da, da, da. I'm looking like, bro, I'm in my 30s. I can't keep that same mentality as everybody else because they start getting lazy and they start getting comfortable. And as a man, especially as a black man, you want a sense of independence. You don't want to be that guy to sit on your behind and then wait on the first or the 15th a month and then say, I got my check today. Let me go deposit down to freaking Payomatic. You want that sense of independence. Then eventually I got used to living on my own. Well, technically speaking, living in a room. Just, be, just basically at my parents' house, and I got upgraded to a studio apartment. Now it's almost twice as much. Now it's 1400. So it's like that's my father's doing because he was there. He he installed maturity and accountability in me. Of course, I was a stubborn kid, but who isn't? But it's like I looking back at it now again, if he wasn't there, I would I, I would either be dead or in jail. And no offense to my mom. Mom is cool, but there's just so much a mother can teach a child without a father. And see, I don't want to be religious or those who are not religious, but that's what God installed us to do. He made Adam and Eve for a reason, because he knew what he had in plan for all of us, and that's why he said in one of his commandments, "Honor thy mother and father, for your days be long." To give back, to appreciate. Now, in light of Father's Day, I want to share something that I found online. From this is by newmiddleclassdad.com. 23 qualities of a good father, traits and characteristics. Okay. Now, I'm just scrolling through this website. So I'm not giving you the exact 23, but it's some things that do make some good father traits. All right. The qualities of a good father include spending time actively involved with your kids. My father has done that. My father was the president of PTA. Listen, I couldn't break wind the wrong way without having your son doing. I remember one time in this story, at first I was, growing up, I was just like, that was crazy. But look back at it now, I see it. There was a time when I was a senior in high school, and I was actually leaving. I only had one class. It was like from 10 to 11, and I was literally leaving the school. My building, my class was at the end of the building, and I was walking towards the front of the building, and I'm on the second floor looking down outside to see who's downstairs. I don't know why I did that. I just want to see what's out there. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be prepared for whatever's happening outside. So as I'm walking by, somehow I don't know how he saw me, but my friend who was in a grade lower than me was taking the test, a math test, and he came outside with, again, don't know how he did it. He came outside with the math test. He was like, yo, Jay. It's like, yo, what's up, bro? He's like, yo, can you help me with the with the math test? And I'm looking like, yo, honestly, I, I hey, yo, at that point in time, I didn't like math. Okay, I hated the math that I was doing currently. So it's like, and plus, it's like, yo, dude, I'm not no mathematician. You taking the test right now, and we ride in the open ride. I can't do this. As I'm trying to explain to him, I'm not your guy. Here's school safety, and school safety had a bug, for the other seniors in my class. Maybe they were just all over the place, being annoying, so they grouped all seniors in the same way. So she saw me and him with the test, and I'm trying to like listen, I'm trying to go home. She said, "Oh, what are you doing?" Blah 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 blah. So I got caught. They called my father. Now the when I tell you it was even worse, the fact that my father was the president of PTA. My school was downtown Brooklyn. My father worked downtown Brooklyn. Like literally, he was just 2 train stops away. He was about a good 16-minute away from me. So it was like, so they called my father. He told me to come down to his job, and along it's like when that person on death row takes his final walk from his jail cell to the chair. That's exactly how it was. Because in my mind I'm thinking like, okay, just tell him like, yo, dad, I was leaving. I don't know what they told you, but I'm leaving. Blah blah blah. And when my father is in his zone of discipline, he's in his like picture Stone Cold Steve Austin in his prime in the Attitude Era. The glass breaks, and he's in his mode. He's just That's exactly how he was. He was walking down towards me, and I'm just like, I was just telling him, I didn't do anything. I was leaving, and I forget exactly how it was worded, but pretty much it was just like, I'm not hearing all that. When I get home, we're gonna deal with that. Basically, in a nutshell, paraphrasing. So I'm done like around 12 o'clock. He gets off at like 5:30. So for like 5 hours, I'm just looking like, yo, bro, what is going on? I just need to clean it. I didn't do anything. So he gets home and he takes me to our local police precinct. And again, I forget exactly like the all the details, but I do remember the end result. He showed me a jail cell, and he pretty much told me if I continue on this path, this is where I will end up. And as a kid, I'm saying to myself, I know, I understand this, but it's called divine intervention. Because even if I did know, that was God's way of telling me, like, yo, Jay, he sees a path that I was gonna go down. Okay, because I'm now a firm believer that nothing in this world happens by chance. Everything has happened by divine intervention. So if you see certain things happen, it's not, oh, that's a coincidence. No, something made somebody or something happen for you to experience this. That's why I do not live life on regret. I don't do it like, oh, I wish I never did that. No, because if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're going to do it again. Okay. So just experiencing that, it's just that fatherly tough love. He was showing me if you do go down this path of cheat. And see, it's funny when you look at most killers, serial killers, most of their past as kids, what do? They're torturing small animals. They're destroying the faces of their dolls. It's these small patterns that will equal up something big. There's always going to be a pattern. Nobody, I mean, not all the time, maybe on a rare occasion, nobody wakes up crazy. There is always red flags in any relationship. Like whenever, you know, a girl gets abused, like actually like punched, there's always a sign of, that boyfriend who does small things like if she's wearing like a shirt that is a little little showing, he'll make comments, or he might like hold her arm, squeeze it a little tightly. Those are signs. There's never a time where somebody just says boom. Never happens. So that was my father's teaching. He did that for me to save me. He did it out of love. So yeah, so he was definitely involved. Even to this day, my nephews and nieces, whenever he can, he's always given. He's always there for family, always. So guaranteed on that one. Modeling the behavior you expect in them. Yeah, ever since he had the cancer and survived, he was more involved in the church. I mean, he was, but most Sundays he was like at home watching the game, or he was going off to the racetrack, or was hanging with his friends and drinking some beers. Since his cancer survival, he limited that down to like way down. He's more involved, more given, and he tries to instill that same um uh that image of giving, you know, in other people. Uh Next one, taking ownership when you make mistakes. Oh yeah, again, my father would never let me blame anybody else. He's like, no, no, what are you doing? Don't look at them. They have their own life. What are you doing? Okay? Limiting their time on technology. I mean, my father is old now. I mean, older now. He's retired. So it's like, I mean, he has a cell phone. He's older than a cell phone. But yeah, he does take priority in things that matter. When he has downtime, yeah, he's on the cell phone to figure it out, and of course he's always calling me about it. But yeah, he's not the one to be influenced by the TV or the cell phone or outside factors. When things matter, he puts that down to the very top tier. Uh, Treating their mother with dignity. Oh yeah. Now, of course, every couple has their quirks and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, my father respects my mother to a high T. Okay. If anybody violates like her respect, anything like that, even it's me or somebody else, again, Stone Cold's coming out, glass breaking. Yo, what's going on? Now he's not violent or cursing, but he's going to approach you on some man like, yo, what's good? What's going on? He practices being a good listener. Yeah, again, when a serious topic comes up, or he wants to have a talk or discussion, TV off, TV down. Let's do this. Let's talk. And there's people who will call him, and he shuts everything off. He's like, okay, I'm leaving out the room. Let's go talk about this. Let's get this done. Understanding that our kids may have different opinions. Yeah, I mean, of course, as a child under his roof, he would say, you know what, that's your opinion, but you're under my roof now. Now, as I'm grown, he always says, you know what, it's up to you, But if I were you, I would do this. I'm just saying. But don't come crying to me because like my brother would call him like from time to time, and he was like, "Yeah, Pop, I wish I never did that." Blah blah blah. Like I told you, I told you. But that's just how it is. Um, Let me see some other highlights. Learn from others. Uh, what defines a good father? To be a great dad. This is just different sitcoms. And like even on TV, there was a plethora of TV shows in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s of fathers in the home. Like in the 60s, it was a sitcom called My Three Sons. In the let me see if they have no, just the 60s. But My Three Sons, most recent events you probably know from Family Matters, called Winslow, Cliff Huxtable from the Cosby Show, Al Bundy from the children, the married with children, and Philip Banks from the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. The characters alone, not talking about the actors, because the actors may have done some things in the past that may have not been, good. But as far as the characters are concerned, the father, the fathers, I can't even talk. I can't pass this hurdle. Hang on a second. The fathers were in the home and they installed family values in the home. And that's pretty much what it is. So as I close, if you know a father, if you are a father, thank you for doing the damn thing. I appreciate you. We all appreciate you because you are keeping the world. Well, I really can't say safe or sane, but you're doing your job, okay? And most importantly, to those fathers who don't lay down with a woman, do the deed, then leave the woman to fend for herself, or when they do get caught up, they have some fancy judge with a fancy piece of paper that says, "Yeah, I'm a judge of family court, so I can tell you how much you're gonna pay for your child." When I get kids, listen. I understand child support. I do. I'm not clowning it. I'm not downing it. But me personally, as a man, if I have a kid, I refuse to let anybody to tell me how much my child is worth. In fact, I got a best friend who has two kids, but by the same guy. Thankfully, because there are too many females out there that got like two, three different kids with different fathers. It's a whole mess. But luckily, she has about the same guy. Now, you know, when they did do the do, okay, she was on the impression that he was the one they were um uh on the verge of getting married, and that's another thing too. There are just way too many people having babies and not getting married. Okay, just because you have, you know, a child does not make you a father. Okay, now not saying that that you must get married, but when you start having babies out of wedlock, it is very easy to say, you know what, I don't like you anymore. So I'm gonna leave you and the kid, and then you have a whole big paternity fight in the court. And then what happened was, well, from what I learned is that child support takes the money out of your account based on your salary. And when she took, because I think he was working at a Radio Shack at the time, when I guess she filed for child support, whatever. I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but basically, when she told me how much he had to pay per child, I was like, that is violently disgusting. Now, for those 80s babies out there, or 70s babies, or boomers, do you remember the quarter waters? Yeah. So take a time machine, go into the corner store, buy you two quarter waters. That is how much he was demanded to pay per month. Two quarter waters. I'm like, a quarter. Now, I'm like, that's insane. That's why I said I cannot let someone with a piece of paper tell me how much my child is worth. Okay? Because that quarter, seriously, like you've been a judge. Okay, well, in the case of blah 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 blah, you owe a quarter for the child. How could you say that? How could those words come from your brain out your lips, or write it down on a piece of paper with a straight face, sign it off, have a nice day? Seriously, a quarter? But even if it's stupid because you laid down with the woman as a man. You know what's gonna happen, either a disease or pregnancy. Let's stop lying to our kids. Well, I'm sorry, to each other, okay, and believe in the lie that babies come from storks, from the clouds, from heaven. Okay, that story that we tell children. Oh yeah, babies come from storks from heaven, from a factory. Reality, the birds and the bees come together, make a baby, and booyaka booyaka. So I can't believe in child support. Me personally as a man, I can't do that. But when I do get that opportunity, I will step up to the plate and handle my own, like my father did. But again, thank you to all the fathers out there who have been doing their job, and to my father who's been doing his job to make me the man who I am today. And people ask me because I always wear these flags, you know, everywhere, both of them, and they always ask, well, uh, choose a country, choose a flag, and I always say, bruh, can't do it because it's just like without one, I can't live without the other. It's like oxygen. I can't choose a country. They both made me who I am today. My mother being the nurturer that I am, my father being the upstanding citizen to uh um to accept accountability. And that's the biggest thing of the black community is the lack of accountability, and my father has instilled that in me. So without the two, I wouldn't be here today. Okay, so fathers need to be put on the highest praise, should have the same energy, the same enthusiasm as mothers. Yes, mom, you buried me, you raised me for 9 months, okay, and you nurtured me. But dad, you raised me to be the man I am today, the woman to watch out for creeps and scumbags, and watch out to be avoid danger, all that stuff. It is what it is. Yeah. But again, to all the dads out there, thank you. If you are a dad, or if you know anybody who's a dad and who wants to hear this message, share to all your friends, your family, to your dad, and want to hear a word. Um, Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Comment down below. Um, yeah, follow me on Twitter, King Alpha Nerd presents underscore TV. That's KANP underscore TV on Twitter for just follow me. I guess people say that. But I will see you guys. Same black chat, different black time. Yeah, it's about that time for me to actually. I gotta home alone this to welcome my father and mother to my place. So I gotta get going. Thank you guys. I love you guys. See you next. See you. What am I saying? See you black. No. Okay. Da, 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 da. Same black channel, different black time. Godspeed. Good night. Good morning. Whatever. Good whatever. Holla at your boy. Blackout. Happy Father's Day.